go to another issue. Another conservative has been cancelled by the woke Hollywood elite in recent days. This time it's Star Wars actress Gina Carano, who was done by Disney for comments she made in relation to the political climate in America, and she compared those with Nazi Germany. For more on this, I'm joined now from Sydney by policy analyst at the Centre for Independent Studies and a Spectator Australia contributor, Monica Wilkie. Monica, great to have you on the show. Thank you for being here. You wrote a terrific piece for the Specky about Gina Carano, and I think you developed in explaining why she was targeted and that she's just one of many in recent times. Tell us more.
Well, when I first heard about Gina Carano being fired, as a professional nerd, I thought, you've come for my Star Wars, you've finally crossed the line. So that was the first thought that I had. But, I mean, unfortunately, I am not surprised at all by this. I mean, the establishment has been after Gina Carano for quite some time. She's been a very outspoken Trump supporter over the years. She has poked a little bit of fun at the American government's response to COVID, which is another no-no in these times. And I just think, you know, we just seem to have this pattern over and over again of, you know, someone with nothing to do with their job whatsoever. I mean, no one's talking about her performance. It's the exact opposite. She's an incredibly talented and popular actress. I mean, she was so popular that Disney was going to give her her own spin-off, and then she makes this comment, which, you know, I think we would all be better off if people stopped using Holocaust and Nazi analogies. I think they're
and I strongly agree with that point. I strongly agree with that point.
Yeah, so we would all be better off if that stopped. But for this, she has been cancelled by one of the biggest entertainment conglomerates on earth. You're talking about Disney and Lucasfilms.
And what is it with all of these Hollywood stars? I mean, why do we need to hear from George Clooney about his view on climate change? I mean, all of these, you know, they have filled a vacuum, these celebrities, to be sort of pseudo-political or pseudo-leaders on these big issues, when really they're just overpaid movie stars who need to just, I think, turn up, do the movie, go home. I don't want to hear their views on anything. I'll vote for someone's views on climate change or not. But it seems that they're out there and they are sprouting off all the time, but the only ones who get away with it are those that are on the left of politics. It's the Conservatives that are drummed out of the game.
Well, it seems now that it's almost expected. I mean, whenever a Hollywood celebrity or a musician has a new movie or CD that comes out or something along those lines, there's interviews and they're asked what they think about climate change or what they think about certain immigration policy or something else. And I think you just summed it up there. It's, you know, I am watching you and I'm a fan of you because of the movies that you are in or because of your acting or musical abilities. I don't care what you think about these political issues. I mean, obviously being free speech advocates, you can say what you like, but when you say what you like on one side, it's applauded. I mean, you know, we all know now that award ceremonies like the Emmys and all that sort of thing have just become, you know, basically a lecture about whatever the work topic of the day is, and that's applauded. Whereas another side, when they speak out about various things, you know, sometimes it's not very sophisticated and not very helpful. One side gets fired, the other doesn't.
All right, well, I want to know before we go, what was the reaction of Trekkies? They're a, you know, pretty aggressive online group, to say the least. What was the response of Trekkies to her sacking?
Well, unfortunately, you've made the mistake there, Peter, because it was Star Wars. Star Trek is different. So.
Oh, there you go. You can tell I'm not a sci-fi person.
Yes. Unfortunately, that's a rookie error, but there's also been some concern in the Trekkie community because the later seasons have been going woke, so maybe we can talk about that sometime. I say science fiction woke beat.
There you go. I've got some homework to do over the weekend. Monica Wilkie, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Peter.
I think I've only seen Battlestar Galactica, right, in the 70s, and I didn't like it. I've never seen anything since, but I might need to be educated over the weekend, hey?